Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. I am so excited for this video. We are going to be testing out the Tati Beauty palette. So this is the Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. So I'm sure there'll be more palettes to come out. This is her first product in the Tati Beauty product line. So we'll test this out. When I saw the previews for this palette, I was so excited to see the concept where it's 6 different shades but 4 different textures, so you get 24 different eyeshadows. And I really like that because there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I really like this shade, I wish it came in a different texture, just so you could use it in different ways. So let's open up this palette and see what the beauty is. So it's this outside part, you get this inside. Open it up and it has this huge mirror. Like, look how big that mirror is, and then all of the different shades. And she did say that she did the lay flat way for this so that you could just have it laying out, it doesn't get all over. So these are definitely very pretty. So there's Memory, which is the black shade, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. So I'm really excited to see what these look like on the eye, because they don't always swatch the same. So I'll show you what they look like on the eye and then swatch maybe a row or two to show you, or a column I guess, to show you what they look like. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel and click the bell right down below so you can be notified of all my future uploads. So I'm going to zoom you in and we are going to get started with testing this beautiful palette out. So now that you are all zoomed in, we are going to go in with this palette. So I'm just going to take a nice fluffy brush and we're going to go in with the matte shade of Soothe. I'm just going to take that into the crease. And I honestly love that this has a huge mirror because it makes it so easy to do your eyeshadow. And if you want to travel with your palettes, it makes it so nice for traveling because then you have a nice big mirror. I do have a travel mirror that I use, but it's nice to have one that you can hold like up close to the eyes. So just blend that all out. This is definitely blending really good, and it has a ton of pigment and payoff to the color, which I am really loving. I really hope that she stays with the concept of doing the different shades and different textures, because I really like having that option to have the different textures of all the shades. It makes it so versatile, and you can still make so many eye looks. Plus you can do monochromatic eye looks with each of the shades. Like, you can really go in with just one shade and make a whole eye look. But I am so far loving these shades. So next up, I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush, and I think I'm going to go in with the sequin shade of Story into the crease. Usually I don't use stuff that has more sparkle in the crease, but I want to try and test out every single shade in this palette, or at least every single shade, not every texture of every shade, but at least every texture in one of the shades I will test out. And oh my god, yes, that payoff is amazing. Holy cow. And this color is really pretty. I am liking it. And it doesn't have too much like sparkle to it, so it works in the crease. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. My dog is going crazy. Like, you know, the big dog gets mad when the little dog goes underneath the bed. He just flips out. So I'm just going to blend this out. I definitely grabbed a little bit more on this side than I did the other side. I'm just going to keep blending. I'm going to go back in with that brush we used for the Soothe shade and just blend those two colors together really well. But so far the pigment on these shades is amazing. Next up, I'm going to go into Ritual, the brown shade, and I'm going to take the matte shade on a small fluffy brush on the outer V. Just pack that right into the outer V. So I don't know if I necessarily would use this many different colors for like an actual eye look. I just want to show you all the different shades that are in this palette, just so you can get an idea of what they look like. And this palette I bought right when it came out on last Friday, and it got here yesterday, which was Tuesday, and I trucked out in the snow because we got a ton of snow here. We had a snow day yesterday and today, so it's been crazy. We have one of those mailboxes that is like for the whole block, so trucked out into the snow because this palette arrived, and I was like, I need to go grab it before something happens to it in this crazy weather. Today, when I woke up this morning, it was like 7 degrees. It's crazy cold, but I'm liking that it's getting cold again, so I'm fine. Next, I'm going to take a flat top brush and take that Ritual shade again and just bring that underneath the eye and just pack that in really good. But these shades are definitely super buttery and super easy to blend, and I am really liking them. And then take the brush that we used for the Story shade. Don't add any more to it, just take it to blend out that Ritual shade we put underneath the eye. Okay. Next up, I am so excited to try out the metallic shade. So I think I'm going to go in with the Poet shade. So that's this one right here. It's like a plummy shade. And first, I'm going to try it without wetting my brush and see just what the payoff is, how the pigment is, see if you really need to even use any spray. Usually I use MAC Fix Plus, and we'll see. So there's not a ton. So I'm going to try spritzing my brush, and we'll see what that does to the payoff on the shade. Most metallic shades I usually do spritz just because they come off better for some reason. Oh yes, that is way better. Definitely spritz your brush. Use whatever setting spray or water will work. But this shade is so pretty. Holy cow. I'm loving it. Oh wow. And there isn't a ton of fallout, because sometimes with metallic shades I see a ton of fallout. We'll also check once we do one of the glitter shades. Those usually have the most amount of fallout, and just see. So far, this palette is amazing, and I probably will be traveling with it over the Christmas holidays. because I'm going out of town to see my family, and this is definitely a great palette so far. It seems like one that I really would want to travel with. So next up, we are going to test out the glitter shade. So I'm going to take the Memory glitter shade, and I'm going to use my finger for this. Usually for all glitter shades, I use my finger. So we're going to test out, see if there's, how it works, see if there's any fallout, but look at that. It's so pretty. And we're just going to put this all over the lid. Holy cow. That is pretty. So there's a little bit of fallout, but it's definitely not bad, and it's to be expected with a glitter shade. You're gonna have a little bit of fallout. But just keep tapping this all over the eye. And then I'm gonna go in with the brush just to clean it up a little bit. And then take the fluffy brush just to clean up around the edges. And then see, there's just a tiny bit of fallout, so I'm just gonna wipe that away. But I will do the same thing to the other eye with the glitter shade. So you can really go in as much or as little with these glitter shades as you want. I'm kind of doing all over. Sometimes I'll just do a little bit of them. And go back in with that brush just to set everything. And then smooth out along the edges. And then I'll wipe away. So next up, I'm going to go into Aura, so into the metallic shade right here, and go into the inner corner and beneath the brow bone. Ooh, that is pretty. So I'm going to throw on some liner and lashes and come back and give you my final thoughts on this palette. So this is the final look I get using the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. I definitely would recommend getting this palette. I will leave a link down in the description box for her website, and that's the only place you can get this palette at this time. I'm pretty sure it's sold out right now, and she's doing pre-orders. I'm not sure if she's still doing pre-orders. Last I checked, she was. So I'll let you know down in the description box if she was. But this is definitely going to be a palette I travel with. It's so versatile. I can do so many different looks. I did try to use every single shade, which I'm pretty sure I did. Use every single shade in this palette, and it is amazing. And yeah, it worked so well. I really like all the shades. Actually, I'm not going to swatch all the shades. Maybe I'll do like a few for you, but you saw how well they worked. Let's do the matte black, because that is usually a hard shade to make, but that works so well. Then let's do the metallic Ritual. And that's so pretty. So I definitely would recommend. And let's actually do one of the sequin shades, just because those are not a shade you see like how they are. So I did Poet. So as you can see, here's the metallic versus sequin. Sequin just has a little bit of sparkle, but it's like a matte with sparkle. So definitely get this palette if you want to. I would recommend it. It works so well. It's so pigmented, and there's not that much fallout from the glitters. As you can see, the glitters, they haven't budged really at all, and I really, really like this palette, like I said. So make sure you check out my Instagram. It's m.hartman5. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye!